guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Thank you for joining me, guys. How are you doing today? We're going to talk about one of my favorite champions, rare champions introduced to the game. I believe it was kind of like early last year, at least it feels that way. It's Soulbond Bowyer. I always say Soulbound, whatever. Soulbond Bowyer is a really cool champion, and today we're going to rebuild her similar to what we did with Dark Elhain and Reflex Gear. A lot of people like that video. We're going to do the same thing with Soulbond, but we're going to put her in Retaliation because she has an AoE on the A1, and boy, does she do so much more damage. We took her out of a Savage Gear set with Helm Smasher for some obvious reasons that we'll touch on in just a moment, but let's go ahead and re-familiarize ourselves with her kit really quickly before we jump into some Doom Tower, maybe some Ice Golem, and try her out. You guys are going to be surprised at how much damage she's able to put out, keep up with some other high DPS units, and where the heck is she? Here she is. So aesthetically, really cool looking champion. One of my faves actually in the game. Just like really cool cape. Just a cool champion. She has the, obviously the bow. But anyway, we look at her kit really quickly here on the AoE on the A1. All of her abilities have an extra 25% chance to inflicting a critical hit, which is super, super key for this champion. We're going to want to build her with crit damage on her gauntlets, and that's really going to help you out. You can build her a 70% crit rate and get the extra 5% from masteries, and boom, you're at 100% crit rate. So crit damage on the gauntlets, looking for crit rate either through crit rate sets, or, well, you know, if you have Retaliation, one crit rate set, or just looking for it in the substat's going to be important because really getting crit damage on the gauntlet's going to be pivotal. On the A2, she has, again, an additional 25% chance of inflicting a crit, and then 75% chance ignoring defense. Very tempting to go Helm Smasher or go Savage, so you have a straight up 100% ignore defense, but unfortunately, you know, even though I still love the champion, gotta be real here, her multipliers are not that sick, not that insane. To me, it doesn't justify putting Savage Gear on her, and I've tried that for a while. I've had her built in Savage exclusively. I like her so much better in Retaliation. She's putting out so much more damage. Of course, against bosses, I would rather have, against one target, single target, I would rather have Savage, but you'll see just how much of a difference it is. Soulbound shot on her A3 does require accuracy. Today, we don't have her built with a lot of accuracy. I'll talk about that in a moment. Attack one enemy, 100% chance to win both of fully depleting the target's turn meter on a 4-turn cooldown. Masteries I have not touched since I originally built this champion. We have Retribution, 50% chance to counterattack when this target loses 25% of their max HP. What great synergy between Retaliation and Retribution. You guys are going to see a ton of counterattacks. And then we have War Master on her as well as the tier 6 mastery, kind of going down the offense defense tree. You can definitely make a case going down support instead of defense if you do want to go ahead and build her out with some extra accuracy to land that soul bond shot. So let's talk about how we built her out artifacts wise. Let's first take a look at her total stats. 78% accuracy is great. Oh, by the way, she does have an aura crit rate in all battles by 12%. So if you want to run her as an aura lead, you get an additional 12% crit rate there. However, we didn't do that in today's video. We're not running her as lead in any of our teams. We have speed boots on her, so 188 speed is good. 78 crit rate is fine. That allows us to put more crit damage on the amulet and on the gauntlets. So getting that crit rate nice and high at almost 260. We have her attack also, attack percentage chest on her, so almost 4k on the attack, and her accuracy is at 164, which is not always going to land that full turn meter depletion. Now, unfortunately, I just didn't have much Retribution gear at all. Retaliation, excuse me. I didn't have much Retaliation gear at all on my account. I never used this gear. This is the first time I'm ever doing a video with Retaliation gear ever. So I only had like 10 pieces. I was lucky enough to find what I was able to find here, crit damage on the gauntlets in Retaliation, and then I had speed boots, so I was so happy with that. But unfortunately, I just couldn't find much accuracy on the substats of any of this gear, right? And then I had to go crit rate on the other two sets, and I didn't have any accuracy on this stuff either, and I couldn't give up the 16% crit rate, you know? And I know this is a problem that you guys are gonna find yourselves in too at times, right? You have to make hard decisions on your characters. And today on this video, I could have easily put her in an accuracy banner. I don't have an attack on her banner. So I could have easily just thrown her in an accuracy and will land the turn meter depletion, which is an insane ability. I'm not trying to underplay that. It's a huge part of her kit. However, we're using her mainly in Doom Tower in today's video, and we're using her in Ice Golem. And I have enough support in CC around her. I have Syl the Drake, she'll be stunning. I have Bellower, he'll be stunning. I have enough that I don't need the turn meter. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to win regardless of if I have the full turn meter depletion or if I don't. If you're using her in spiders, of course, that's probably gonna come in handy. So you wanna sacrifice some DPS to get that accuracy or to get that turn meter reduced. But this is a decision that you can make on champions, and I'm doing this purposely. I'm leaving the attack on her so we have more DPS because we're just going all out nukage. And a 164 accuracy is actually high enough to land some of those turn meter depletions, but definitely not all of them. So I just kind of wanted to make that point with you guys that sometimes you just make those decisions. You know what? I'm going to sacrifice that really, really great ability that she has because I don't need it on the comps that I'm running with her. But if you do need it, just throw the accuracy banner on her and you're good, okay? So we talked about crit damage on the amulet, excuse me, and then on the ring, we just have attack. We're looking for attack percentage, obviously. So that is the build that we have her in. So Retaliation plus Retribution is sick. You guys are gonna love this. So let's go ahead and jump into Doom Tower right now. Let's go all the way up to floor 119. And this is the team that we have. I mean, she's our main DPSer, right? And then we have just support and CC all around her with revives as well. And this is what I would advise you guys. This is what I'm going to be aiming to build on my free-to-play account too, right? A team of, Syl the Drakes, the daily login reward. And then we just have heals in CC. We have a stun set on Bellower. We have heals in a heal revive on Reliquary and Apothecary. And then we have one DPS unit with just a supporting cast around her because, again, at the end of the day, we mention this all the time here on the channel, doesn't matter how fast you're going as long as you get the job done, right? So this team's going to be great. Now take a look at Soulbond. One thing to notice on Soulbond too is that she is not going to be prioritizing her A1 in campaign unless she thinks she can kill everybody. And we'll show you that in a second as well. So already you're seeing all those A1s just absolutely fly. She hasn't been attacked yet because everybody's been stunned the whole time. That's her. We got the decreased turn meter there at floor 119 on normal Doom Tower here. So enough accuracy to get that to land, noteworthy there. And that's why, do I need the single target turn meter depletion? No, I don't. 55k on her A2, ignoring 75% of defense, not too bad. And she hasn't been attacked yet. Unfortunately, when I was actually, or fortunately, I don't know. When I was prepping for this video, she had one of these epic moments where she would just like boom, 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 just kept counterattacking or losing 25% HP and counterattacking again. But you guys, I'm sure will see that before the video is over. So that's her A1 again. Man, this team is doing such a good job of keeping everybody stunned that she's not being attacked at all. But let's wait and see here. And there she goes again. She lands weak hits, magic affinity. There's a few magic champions on this wave here with the Rotosis, but they're dead now. She goes right back in with another A1. And let's see, someone want to attack her here? Anybody? Mountain King might kill her. No, he won't kill her, I don't think. We'll see. But even without the retaliation proccing here, we're still doing a lot of damage. You guys can see that, geez, she's carrying the brunt of the load in terms of rattling off plenty of damage. And again, at A1, boom. I'm very curious to see like how much damage she'll be doing compared to 56k again on the A2. It's not bad for a rare champion, So I'm hoping she's gonna get attacked once. But between Syl and Bellower, they're like, dude, stun lock. We got this team taken care of here, guys. All right, there's the A1 again. So A1 hits from what, like 7k to 20k, depending on, where you're attacking, obviously. Or who you're attacking, I should say, too. So it does enough damage to justify the retaliation, certainly, but I can't believe she hasn't been attacked once that I've seen. But we made quick work of this Doom Tower. I'm still curious, just sheer DPS. Finally a counterattack. And it procced. All right, so she puts out 642,000 damage compared to, well, everybody else, obviously. Bellower and Syl basically doing half of that damage. Man, I almost want to run her in like floor 118. See if we have a more difficult time. Let me just do one more floor with her. Same team. I kind of wanted to get attacked here, right? So we can see it again, see what I saw when I was preparing for this video. You know what I think the problem is with 2 stun champions, we're just OP on the stuns. Now when she's against AoE nukers, that's when she's the best, right? Because every time somebody AoEs into her, boom, we have a 35% chance of proccing that counterattack, right? So that's what we're looking for against waves. Okay, there we go, counterattack, boom, procced it. It's really nice. I don't need to show you the whole run. I guess I will actually show you this run. I'm gonna show you Ice Golem after this as well. But man, she'll keep up with Dark Elhain in terms of overall damage output, even with Dark Elhain in attack percentage on the boots, and even with her proccing the Death's Majesty over and over and over again against the Ice Golem every time somebody's frozen, she'll still, at least the 2 or 3 runs in preparation for this video, she was still putting out equal or more damage than Dark Elhain on 2 out of 3 of the battles that I ran with her. So definitely noteworthy here. And here she is going against a few magic affinity champions. Probably not the best floor for her, a lot of weak hits here. So really not the best place to show her off. Let's go ahead and jump into Ice Golem here. You guys get the point. Hopefully I'm illustrating it, you know, well enough for you guys. We don't even have Apothecary fully equipped. What are we missing here? What are we missing, Apothecary? Oh, you need some Retaliation, or excuse me, some Relentless. Too many R things. Let me just throw that on them. All right, there we go. All right, so lately I've been putting my healers Reliquary Tender and Apothecary in Relentless, just because they're just so crazy with it. All right, guys, so kind of a fun team here, utilizing Vogoth, who I actually think is an underrated champion out of the new ones added. I don't think enough people are talking about this dude. He has pretty low speed, nice high base defense here. He has an AoE provoke and a decrease attack on a 3-turn cooldown. That's really solid. He does a lot of heals, but 50% of the damage received every time he's attacked, and he also places a leech buff on the attacker. If they're under provoke, he has a 100% chance of increasing the cooldown of a random skill. That's a lot that he brings to the table, and a lot of it doesn't show up on the stat sheet. So just wanted to give a nod to Vogoth again. I personally think people are sleeping on his overall, like how good he is as a champion. Just my opinion. Anyway, here we go, guys. So let's see. This first wave, no big deal. Dark Elhain's like, I got this. Boom, Death's Majesty, done. Everybody's dead. So let's see if we can go ahead and finish off these Terror Beasts before we, I don't know, they're gonna get the reflect up. So that means Soulbound's gonna die, because there's no way that she can take all her damage coming back at her. So the Shriek is up, counterattack gets procced, unfortunately. She gets 2 counterattacks in a row, that's the good news. The bad news is she dies in the process. Dark Elhain stays alive here. She is shielded up thanks to Stagnite, who I do have in a shield set, but she dies back-to-back times. Like I said, she's just not built to take a hit from one of these champions. It's okay though. Let's go ahead and get a revive. Oh no, we lose Dark Elhain too? That's not good. Let's see how much of a cooldown here is for our next revive. 2 turns. Well, one thing about this team is we're going to stay alive. That's the good news. The bad news is it's going to take a second here to pick up our champions again. All right, let me see. Let's go ahead and revive her here. And let's see. Okay, we can get the counterattack there. That's good. Just got to be careful about counterattacking into an AoE attack from the Fire Knight himself, right? So she does have that shield on, that was good. She counterattacks again, or maybe not, I don't know, I'm losing track at this point. But let's go ahead and revive Dark Elhain right now before she dies. Ooh! Counterattack is procced again. Let's go ahead, oh, she has a heal, I'm like, why is she not getting healed? And she has the heal reduction right in front of my face. Oh, that's why. She has 100% heal reduction. Okay, let's pick up Dark Elhain. All right, we'll get the job done here if our DPS can stay alive, right? Maybe I should have put Reliquary Tender in for Vogoth, right? Who I was just talking about so eloquently, and I still do love the champion. I just think that Reliquary is absolutely broken in terms of support champion. Having 2 revivers will keep our DPS up the entire fight, but as it is right now, it's going to kind of alternate between the 2, it looks like here. So I think there's 1 more turn up on the revive, and then we'll have a full team in action here. Dark Elhain's like, dude, I'm going to take this opportunity to try to catch up damage-wise and probably surpass damage-wise. All right, finally, we have her back up here. She does get the AoE attack, gets the nice heal off of the leech. Really nice to have that leech. And no, unfortunately, no counterattack that time. But again, about 100k with the War Master proc on her A2 there. So again, I've been pretty impressed by her A2. She has a decreased accuracy, so she's definitely not going to land that turn meter on the A3, but it is what it is. And all things being equal, what I want to do here, guys, there she lands it right there on the decreased turn meter on level 20. So not too bad, right? It is Spirit Affinity versus Spirit Affinity. So what I want to do is show you a quick campaign run with her, just to show how fast she can breeze through the campaign. And as I said here, she was, you know, I don't know, the deaths kind of screwed this one up damage-wise, but obviously both of these ladies putting out 1.5 and 1.2 almost million damage. Not bad at all there. So let's go ahead and let's see what this is. Taunting. I'm not a big fan of taunting, you know. It's not the worst set in the game, but it's not my fave. It would have to be like really sick piece of gear for me to keep it. Let's show you a quick campaign run here. 12-3 brutal, and see what she can do. So she doesn't start with her A1, which kind of sucks because she can kill everybody if she just A1s every time. Now she gets into it, and this is why she's such a great campaign farmer. She does miss one there, but 11-second campaign farmer, if she was to A1 on that very first campaign, what the heck? That very first round, on that very first campaign. I don't know why she goes in with her Soulbound shot there, because she can kill everybody. It really wastes like 4 seconds. Or 3 seconds. It doesn't sound like much, but and she struggles with Lord Shazar as well. But again, 11 seconds, I guess that's pretty consistent. She's a solid campaign farmer. You just have to build her with enough attack and or crit damage to make sure that she knows she can one-hit these targets. Then she will go into her A1 every time. If she doesn't think she can kill everybody, she'll go into her A2 or A3. Guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this video up there. What do you think? Is this some potential for Soulbond Bowyer? I think it really is. Let me know which champion you want me to rebuild next in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.